Good evening, folks. Red County, Blue Nation, Westcliff, Colorado. Great States of Americans. Stephen Rourke, Mike Boring on the console, James McMahon. Jimmy, how you doing this evening, buddy?
We're doing good. Another good day.
It was a nice day.
It was actually a little warm.
Yeah, I'm surprised the leaves are still. Usually the wind comes through and blows they turn yellow or whatever for a day or two, and then the wind blows them all away. But yeah, the ranges look good for.
A lot of good color out there, and
Yeah.
It's been there for a bit. So.
Yeah, there's some really nice reds, and
Yeah, it's absolutely.
I've seen the green aspen leaves, and then it just was yellow on the ring, but green in the center. Hadn't really seen that too much before.
Yeah, it's majestic. There's no doubt about it. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. Something to protect, that's for sure.
Yeah, speaking of protecting, I guess I will say, with the Wet Mountain Valley Outdoors, we need to watch that. Everybody needs to kind of watch that. I got some emails, and they're wanting me to participate, and I missed that a few days back, but I got all kind of alerts set now so I can look through the emails and respond. And, they're trying to get people's input, right? I mean, if only the dummies put the input in, and that's the standard, it's like the curve on the test, right? If everybody only gets 10 questions out of 100, the bar is not very high. So,
Well, and that's really what it takes is people being educated on the issues, and then personally get engaged into whatever your conviction may be, and bring your voice.
Well,
you got to bring your voice.
That's it. We need to voice. And one of the things that I find peculiar, I guess I'll call it that, is they want it to be safe. It's like, I mean, I've said that before, I'll say it again. Outdoor activities are inherently dangerous. That's part of the allure, right? Hiking, mountain biking, motorcycles, ATVs, hunting, archery, fishing, all this stuff. You ever had a lure stuck on a thing and pull that son of a gun back real hard? I mean, man, you can put your eye out right. You can poke.
Or someone else's.
Yeah, you poke your eye right out with that stuff.
You could be casting and grab a hold of someone's hat and throw it right on out there.
And,
Then there's a fight.
for someone to think that the government or the top down is going to make us safe is
Just asinine.
it is.
And that's the heart of the matter, though, the whole thing. Safety. We're going to protect you. I don't need to be protected.
No, that
I'm okay.
that's what the old man says. Take responsibility for yourself.
Well, that's what a republic's about, is individuals. And standing
So-
up, carrying your own water. That's why socialism and all this other big government stuff isn't contrary to the republic.
So I guess maybe what I'll do is that email that came out, I guess I'll maybe send that to Kim Heath and have her push that out on the Red County thing so everybody can kind of see that. And I mean, there's just far too many of us, far too little of us, far too many little of us, right, involved with what's going on, right? I mean,
So here's what I've viewed is the people trying to push these agendas, these things that are more governmental heavy. They're very proactive in what they're doing because they want more government, and they're trying to use your money for the administration. So they create a job and then take a liberty from you.
and that is the case, and it always seems like they're the ones that have more time.
They make the time. They've taken time to get positions in government. That's their agenda. See, we're confident in God and the Republic and the Constitution. We rest in that. We're good. These other people don't want that. That is what they war against.
The government ain't helping me fix a rock picker, so
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I thought what was going to be a 45-minute job, it was like 8 hours later, I finally got it all tuned up like I wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's kind of the contrast, and that's the division I believe in our culture right now. Is some people want a lot of government and restrict our freedoms. Other people want less government and maintain our freedom. And that's the division that I'm witnessing. The fewest words as I could put it.
I agree. No, because that ultimately boils back that line in the sand that you drew right there. Actually, when you look at it monetarily, is the same line that we've talked about forever, folks. It's the top down, the more government, right? They think that there's plenty of money to spend, and the rest of us understand that there's not. I mean, it is what it is, but I tried to correspond with my NRCS agent today. No, we can't correspond with you. We're on furlough. We're in government shutdown. The government's shut down right now. There's no government workers right now. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
And I like it because I remember there's a song. It's an old Alabama song. You know, we were so poor, we didn't know anything had fallen off. You know what I mean? I'm not paying. That's probably not going to affect me a bunch. I don't think.
Well, my whole thing
But
is
when you're talking about NRCS
Well,
and you're engaged with that, I don't have any engagement with people like that.
when I'm trying to keep up with my business schedule, and I got a lot of other shit that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep up with this stuff, right? I'm trying to keep the correspondence up. They need their paperwork. They need this. They need that. Okay, everything's great. La da 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 da. Got a thing on last Tuesday, missed it. Luckily, I seen it. Just digging through my other emails, they needed something from me. So by the time I got that, figured out that I missed the email yesterday, was in the Springs, taking care of business up there. By the time I seen all that stuff, then today when I get it taken care of, now they're telling me I get an automated email says that we're not at the office, we're on furlough.
Well, that's okay. It's on timeout then. Everything's kind of in limbo, I would say at that. Hopefully, who knows?
What irritates me is that I know that they're still taxing me. And that's where my irritation
And they're
comes in.
still going to get paid.
Oh yeah, they're still going to get paid.
They're going to get their back paid.
Of course, they're going to get their back pay. What I'm
So why
talking
wouldn't
about
they work?
is why isn't there enough reserve in the government to be able to say, okay, we don't have this squared away yet, but everybody keep doing your job.
You mean like a rainy day fund? Like emergency cash fund?
Like whatever I do, right? Okay, well, so my bank account is close to zero doesn't mean that I'm not going to go to work.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, that's the part that's irritating to me is...
Well, and that's the other side of the coin, too. I believe the government, they've got this entitled mentality and that they're the kings.
Well,
instead of the servant.
I totally agree with you. And to add on to that, it's also the people that work at the government. They are also have that entitled mentality.
Well, that's exactly who I was pointing to.
And I don't mean the upper government. I just mean
the right now employee governments that are just
all of them. The county,
yeah,
county government.
Yeah. So yeah, it's upside down backwards. There's no doubt about it. It's the government for the government, supported by the people. It's kind of ass backwards. So, I mean, I understand that we need to pay a little bit for a few things. I would say military only. The rest of it needs to go.
Well, and so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about this evening. Personally, I'm pretty disappointed. I guess we'll start off with, one of Trump's promises. He said, I'll have the Ukraine war over in 24 hours. Well, it's 9 months later, and now, what's he saying that? What the information I've heard is that, we'll sell all these weapons to NATO, and NATO can do with whatever they want. Well, we know what they're going to do. They're going to sell them to Ukraine. So we're essentially selling the weapons to Ukraine to keep the warmongering going on here. And I mean, there's no use getting too irritated, but...
Well, I think that's where that deep state comes in.
It is.
And the...
So, yeah,
all the manufacturers of all of the weaponry.
Here's
The
another
big money monopoly.
Here's another thing too that makes me wonder, right? I mean, who really knows? Because I'm not in Russia, but they got plenty of bullets, they got plenty of missiles, they got plenty, and they're talking about our Patriot missile systems. We're out, we're empty. We've already given them all away, or sold them, or hoarded them out, or scrapped them, or sold them on the black market, or whatever. But it's like, why ain't Lindsey Graham and all his whoremongering buddies, like, why ain't they? Why are we about to run out of Patriot missile systems? Like, what are y'all doing? You're too busy spending our money on your super
They're
yachts.
disarming us,
There you go.
making a bunch of money, disarming the American taxpayer, and disarming us. That's what I'm saying. These people serve themselves. There should be a lot of hangings. There ought to be a lot of hangings here pretty soon. Trumpster, I'm not going to badmouth him too much. He's up against a bunch.
Well, part of that's pretty good, I mean, like dismantling the whole Federal Reserve, but
Well, there's a lot of big things going on, but
all they have to do to end the war in Ukraine is stop the money. Just cut the money off, and that shit's over.
well, then Putin just tears him a new asshole.
I know, but he would have never.
He never would have got in there if the
never would've
United
got-
Nations
There you
hadn't
go.
showed up.
So it's all the UN and all that whoremongering.
It is. It's all the weaponries being sold, money for all the manufacturers
Personally,
making
I
weaponry.
can't blame Putin.
I can't either.
If they was lining the shit up on the Mexican border, how would you feel about it?
Well, we're going to have a problem.
Gonna have a problem. And they got, I mean, I guess I haven't looked exactly, but I think they got a hell of a lot more border than we have with Mexico. Now the Canadian border, I think that's the longest border between any two
That
countries.
stands to reason.
But the Mexican border, I mean, that's a short one compared. I think the Ukrainian border has probably a lot more
You
miles.
know, looking at it when they show it,
I can ask.
man, it sure looks like it's It looks like it's a pretty big border there. I mean, the Mexican border is pretty good size. I mean, that covers. What's that go through? It goes through California and Arizona, Texas. Pretty good sized border down south. But yeah, I think Trump's doing a fairly decent job. I mean, it's a wreck. And to go in and try to salvage and manipulate. And
Okay, so the U.S.-Mexico border is about 1954,
a couple thousand miles.
couple thousand miles.
Boy, that's a lot of fence.
Well, yeah, the defense they're building's all metal, baby. 20-foot, just solid sheet. They would already had it done if Biden wouldn't have sold all the stuff.
Well, and somebody was buying it back. It looked like they were buying it back as fast
Well,
as
so
he
I
was
guess
selling.
it's smaller. Actually, Ukraine-Russian border is about 1,200. So it's
Pretty good size though.
Yeah, a little smaller. But yeah, I just,
No, I think most of the people can stand back and look. It's a money world. It's all about money, money and power.
well, and if you look at the good book says money's the root of all evil, right?
The love of, yeah. The money itself is not it's just a tool. But when they love it and they conceive it for power and they worship it, and that's how they define themselves, then they become corrupt. And then they have no principle to make good decisions other than more money, more taxes.
You compromise. You compromise your own self.
Absolutely. When money becomes your God, and it's the most principal thing, as opposed to things that are actually that count in good decision making, that goes out the door. It's all about, hey, we got an opportunity here. The more we can cause these people to kill themselves, the more money we make. And that's just a disgusting thing. And Trump talks like that. Trump goes, we got to stop the killing. This is just ridiculous.
Well, and to me, that's where I have the problem, right? He says that, but that's not what he's doing. He says that, but yet he's selling the weapons to NATO. And to get on the whole deal with Netanyahu, right? So to bring Charlie Kirk into that too, a lot of people tried to think that, and I mean, I don't know because I'm not an expert. I don't know these guys personally. But all the research that I've listened to in the last few days talked about Charlie Kirk. I mean, he is pro-Israel, from what I've understood. I don't know that because I haven't listened that close.
He's a very biblical person.
He would be, from what I've understood, he would be one of the last people. I mean, he's supported Israel the whole time here.
Absolutely.
And so for Israel to take him out doesn't make any sense.
None.
So all this theory about, well, Israel's the one that took him out. That just doesn't add up.
Well, you could speculate till you're blue in the face, and people could guess all the way around all kinds of different stuff. We may not ever find out. We may never really get down to the truth.
The thing is if you really wanted to get to the truth, you could, because that's how complex we are. If you, Mr. Jimmy McMahon, tried to instigate a crime, they are going to figure out, man, we seen you with the damn...
Oh, absolutely. So here again, I'm going to concur with you. 100% disagree with you, 100%. It stinks to high heaven.
Yeah.
In the 30-06 thing, when that came out, I was like, man, I've used the 30-06 a lot. It's a good brush gun. It's a heavy duty. You hit something with it, there's...
Oh yeah,
she's coming down.
1 to 200 yards, man. That's...
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, if you hit somebody, this is going to be a little graphic. But your head, if you hit somebody in the neck,
that's going to...
Your head's gone.
Yeah.
You are decapitated. That's just coming from me knowing what I've seen in my life.
That's what I've experienced as well, right? I mean...
Man, it's now you see it, now you don't. That thing hits, there's things happening.
Yeah, because when the so there was no autopsy, which is extremely peculiar, right? I mean, and you mentioned something about, well, Utah says that they aren't required. It's like, on a high-profile case like that, so back to folks, right, when you look at it completely objective, they try to tell you that it's a 30-06 is what killed him, but yet you've never recovered a 30-06 round because there was no autopsy. So really all that you have to go on was that you found a 30-06 in the woods. You found a gun laying in the goddamn woods, and now supposedly the whole world is like, that's it. We're gonna put this young man on death row because we found a weapon in the woods, but you've never done an autopsy to match the ballistics. That's what we do. That's what forensic science is. That's what all NIC, whatever the damn, all the TV shows.
Oh right, yeah.
All the forensic stuff, right? I mean, that's what they do. They match the ballistics of the gun, and I mean, you have to have
match it with the
yeah.
All of that gets completely ironed out.
But
it's scientific with magnet. I mean, it's down to it.
But they didn't do an autopsy, so at the end of the day, we don't even know the bullet. We've never recovered the bullet.
So they're saying the bullet stayed in him.
Yeah.
That it went down. So the 30-06 did not go down.
No.
Just saying.
Just saying.
At a 10-degree angle.
I mean, yeah, it'd blow no thicker than that is. I mean, I've shot a lot of different coyotes and
bye.
I mean, antelope and even elk and all that stuff, right? And I mean, that thick of a. I was watching some guys, top military, highly trained, specialized
Weapons experts.
weapons experts.
Sniper guys.
Yeah, they would take a cow femur, which is like 4 times bigger than any bone in the human body, and wrapped it with 8 inches of meat. So you have like 16 inches of meat, which is like,
It's pretty thick.
well, that's way thicker than anything on a human, right? Even I mean, when you're talking about your chest is a cavity, right? So it's not solid. It exploded that like a dang,
Like a stick of dynamite.
yeah. So to try
That's
to,
what I'm saying. So you can tell that little 30-06 story to a lot of people, and they're going to bite on it. But if you tell that to somebody else, it says, "Now wait a minute, you kidding?"
yeah.
I mean, now if it just grazed you, I mean, still, I'm just thinking, whoo.
Well, so if it just grazed you, I mean, that'd be like.
So here again, where did it hit? I don't know.
Well,
to
then-
me, it looked like it hit pretty center.
Well, and so I've watched a lot of different videos from a lot of different angles, right? I've watched it from the if setting the way he was facing, it hit him in the left side of the neck, or that's where the blood comes out. But there's only ever one hole. There's not another
An exit one.
There's not yeah, it's just a single hole.
Yeah, the only one that I witnessed was the blood coming out. So my first thought is it came in here and came out there. That was just a quick observation.
I totally agree. But if we think back to what we know, what we've seen, what we've experienced, when you shoot something with a 30-06, especially at 200 yards, the in hole looks like the hole that the blood came out of, right? It's small, right? It's like ½ inch or something, right? The exit hole is going to be
Oh, it's going to be
2
huge.
to 3 inches, right? So if it hit him on the right side and came out that side, I mean, it would have just been.
And that's what I'm saying. A 30-06, it would have been different. My first thought was small caliber, high velocity. My first thought.
And the problem is
Before I even heard 30-06.
the real problem here is why didn't they do an autopsy on it? I mean, a high profile case like this, it's like,
Well, in order to go to court, you better have some.
and so
You better have some kind of
the
autopsy.
doctor that pronounced him dead is the one that said that he got shot by a 30-06. How the hell does he know that?
So there again, it stinks to high heaven.
He don't know shit. All he knows is that's what whoever told him to say, because they
Oh,
found
a gun in the woods.
a gun in the woods.
Boy, that boiled her down. That's conclusive. That's conclusive
Oh,
there.
shit,
man.
there's a gun over here in the weeds. That was
That
it.
was it. That's the one. We're done.
man.
We're done. Close the book. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre.
It's pretty bizarre. So yeah, I mean, back to what we talked about a decent number of podcasts ago. I am tired of the lying.
We all are. Yeah, I mean, this administration's, they're better actors.
Well, you
And,
know,
and it looks like they're really helping us. And God, I hope they are. Because that last dog and pony show we had, that was a real catastrophe.
it's better than the last administration. I'll give it that, but it's
but
still
is it just appeasing us?
it is. To me, it is. Well, you're half-ass appeasing me. Trump, you
Well,
said
that's what I'm saying.
you said that you can get Putin to the table in 24 hours. But now what you're doing is selling all the rest of our hardware to NATO so they can try to keep fighting him.
Yeah.
Napoleon, Hitler,
The list is long.
Zelensky. I mean, you kind of have to hand it to the Russians, man. I mean, they're
Well, they kind of
10 million strong. 10 million is how many they lost in World War II. You don't think they're still pissed? Just saying.
Just saying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's all going to go, but
Well,
I know.
and so let's bring this up. This is another thing that I listened to about, and I know this is a super touchy subject, folks, and I mean, you can take it or leave it or throw it in the trash or put it up on the mantle or do whatever you want. But Israel has only been around for 80 years, right? That to me is the groundwork for my cognitive paralysis, right? I'm like, right? So they've only been around 80 years.
Who's now? Where is that coming from? That, you mean when they came and be a state again?
Right.
Okay, that's where people are going to separate from you, because they were around a lot longer than that.
Well, then,
Way
if
before
you
they
want
were
to call
there.
the Israelites and all of this and all of that, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the country.
1948 was it 1948 or something like
Something
that?
like that. It's right after
Yeah.
World War II.
And it's
right?
biblical. It was prophesied that they would do that.
And it, to me, I mean, shoot, them people's been fighting forever, right? It's all
Oh
over
my goodness gracious! It's
the
a
Arab-
religious war.
Yeah, Arabs had
And
it
Jesus
first,
is
and
right
then-
there. He just said, "There's," and he said, "In that all this is going to happen."
The Temple Mount is what they're fighting over, right? So I mean, if you look back at a lot of the scripture, or not necessarily scripture, but history of all of
History.
this stuff, right? That's where, like the children of light or the beings of light. That's like where they come, right? That's like the center focal point of where all this light from the outer beings of light of this whole world, of this whole
Universe,
yeah, of the whole Merkaba.
the whole creation.
Yeah. That's where that kind of centers out of. And then, so Arabs had it, and then they hired the Knights Templar to take it over. So basically, it's like you have the fundamental religious people that have it first, and then you have money come in and take it away. And that's all that's been happening back and forth. And that's where we're at now with Israel. Israel has the money. They're the whoremongers trying to take it away again. It's Rockefeller, Rothschild, all that stuff.
Right. So I'm not that intimate with any of that. That's a big deal.
Well, and that I mean that's like that's the
But
history.
but it adds up. A
That's
lot
the
of it
history
adds up.
lesson that we all need to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're supposed to put our whole existence of this whole world, World War III with Iran and Israel, is all boiled down on this, and none of us even know what the hell we're fighting over. Oh, just because we're supposed to do it because Israel is the chosen people of God? What? And they've only been around 80 years? Whoa, 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 whoa,
Well,
whoa.
and there again.
Whoa, man!
Yeah.
I'm not in on it.
Right.
I'm not in on that.
So absolutely, and a lot of people aren't going to be, because the history. I
The
just
problem
gonna
is
say,
that a lot of them are.
right.
We did that, right? We brought it to you folks. The amount of money in Trump's cabinet that has been, I can't even recall.
Jewish money.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking like almost hundreds of millions of dollars. They all got money.
Trillions.
Getting paid. And here we are, it's like, I mean, I almost, if I had to pick a side, I would rather go with, it's like the Indiana Jones movie, whatever one it was, where they picked the chalice.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
they run in there and they like try to get the most extravagant chalice with,
And that wasn't the one.
no, and they all died, right? And then finally it's this little handmade, little rickety ass, crooked ass little cup that's like what's going on here.
Yeah.
And Israel is not they're not the little generic little crookedy little cup. They're the jewel encrusted, most glamorous, money hungry, whoring. And it's, what are they doing right now? So Netanyahu comes to America, comes to the White House, double pumps Trump for a bunch saying, "Man, you're going to end. You're going to be the greatest peacekeeper in the whole world." So they have a peace deal with Hamas, and it's like they either going to sign with their brains or sign. I mean, it's like if
Either
you don't,
the
pin or blood.
well, it's a time's up.
Well, and the shitty part about it is that Israel helped form Hamas in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I that's all of the research that I've heard, and that's just like
Then you got to look at the research that you've heard and where did that come from?
well, and that's why I listen to who is the number one person that I listen to. I am not embarrassed to say Alex Jones is one of the most influential people that I would ever listen to.
And who's that? There's another guy too. He's the historian.
Yeah, Richard Grove.
Richard Grove.
Yeah, he's got all this
Absolutely.
shit. He's got that
Oh
on the
my
brain.
goodness! Yeah, he's got it all.
Not to mention Robert Barnes is the lawyer.
So,
I mean,
anyways, sounds pretty authentic, but
we know it's authentic
Right.
because we've done the studies. We know
they
what
did.
the history
right.
is.
They
yeah.
did all the studies.
Yeah, I'm just listening to them. I don't
Right.
have time. I'm working on the rock.
Yeah, I'm out hunting the bull.
But it's like I spend some time to try to keep myself abreast of this stuff. And I'm like, you help form Hamas, Israel, and now you're trying to say that if you don't submit, we're going to blow you off the face of the earth. And we're over here, same with Iran. We give Iran $400 billion? Really?
So I don't know where. Yeah, I'm not keeping up on all that, but yeah, kind of asinine. I know when Obama was in there, he pretty much sold us down the river.
So it's like
Trillions. I mean, pallets full of
money.
So there again, we've had the enemy, the domestic, foreign and domestic. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where it goes back to. Is it really is it like what you always say? It's a kingdom on kingdom.
It is. I mean, you know what the kingdom you're packing around. I mean, everybody should know your belief system, what causes your perspective.
My whole thing is
your outlook.
Yeah, you can only pump me so far, right? I've had a lot of. I mean, I don't mean it in a condescending way, but I've had a lot of wicked women in my world, and I've had a good one too, right? My mom was one of the best ones that I've ever come across.
Absolutely.
But I've seen a lot of wicked women that would just lie to you left and right, and that's the way that I feel about the administration. Donald J. Trump, you told me that you would have the Ukrainian war settled in 24 hours, and now you're telling me that you're going to sell all our hardware to NATO so they can sell it to Ukraine.
And I didn't hear that.
That all just happened. That's all just happened in the last couple of days.
Yeah, I didn't hear any about that.
Oh, boy.
As far as I know, he was separating himself from NATO.
He hasn't separated, and that's the part. He's over here on one hand saying that we're going to pull out of NATO, but on the other hand, he's saying we're going to sell you all the weapons.
So here again, you've got Russia and Ukraine, and you have the two leaders of those two countries. How do you get one to say, "Hey, I surrender"?
So Putin ain't going to surrender, and I can't blame him.
Putin ain't surrendering.
It's like, why would we surrender? Okay, well, so we'll give up California, Arizona, and Texas, but we'll call it a truce after that. No bullshit.
So there again,
We ain't doing
there's
that.
been a lot of blood spilled.
And there's going to be a lot more because they're too done. The problem is they're pitting us against each other. The puppet master's at the very top. And so I was listening to Joel Scallion. He was one of the guys on recently that's talking about all this stuff about how Trump's doing this. And they really don't know. I mean, you say, well, it's George Soros. George Soros is like third tier down, right? He's not the most upper echelon of these people. Kissinger, right? So Netanyahu is a Kissinger transplant. They brought him here and give him a call, give him everything. They groomed him to the very bitter end and sent him back to Israel. Netanyahu is a Kissinger. He didn't just come up out of the sand out in Israel. Man, he's been groomed, and they got so much money. Been to all the Ivy League schools, been through Wall Street, been through all of that. And how can, when you look at what's really going on over there, them people do not like him. They wished he wasn't there. Another thing, too, is what Joe Scallion says is he said, hell, they ain't took Hamas out in a year and a half. What makes you think they're going to take him out now? He says the problem is that they are afraid of the resurrection, or they aren't willing to die to the bitter end for that fight. The Israelis are not willing to die to the very bitter end over that whole deal. That's the problem. They're not willing to send all their boys to die over that. So what they want to send our boys over there. It's really sketchy.
It's a mess. It's
really
damn sure a
sketchy,
mess.
man.
And I'm sure Donald could have got that thing shut down, faster. But there again,
The thing
you
is
got to look
he-
at the big picture.
he
If
could
he's
shut
getting
it
so
down.
much, so I don't know what's.
He's already got so much
I'm not
money.
sitting in his chair.
Well, it's back to what we talked about before. You're compromised because you got paid.
So even if you didn't get paid, if somebody has something that's more destructive,
Well, but so that's the whole thing.
You have to make a
like
wise
a real
decision.
good friend of mine, and I'll say right now, Jim Reed, I'm talking about you, old buddy. Right? You asked me a long time back. You said, "Are you ready to die?" And I am. Right? I'm ready to die for what I believe in, and that's where I'm at. I'm not going to compromise myself. And they're all compromised. DJ Trumper's compromised. He has to be. He has to be to make the moves that he's been making. You can't tell me that you're going to make a peace treaty, but if they don't sign, you're going to blow them off the map. And you help fund their ass. Bullshit.
yeah.
You can only lie to me so many times. See, that's the thing, right? It's like after you've had your feelings hurt so many times, then you kind of wisen up and you get smart, right? And you're like, well, you can't lie to me anymore, honey. Right? I know you're out doing nasty stuff in the parking lot behind my back when you should be at home with your kids, but you're not.
So what I was going to allude to, when you get into the realm that these folks are in, Trump may have it in his heart to try to make things peaceful and get back to, like the Abraham Accords. There was a lot of good stuff that's taken place where there was peace in the Middle East for a bit. But there may be something so rude that somebody says, Donnie, let me tell you something, Donald. If you do that, let me tell you something, Donnie. If you do that, this is what we're going to do.
But still, at the end of the day, right?
And it could be incredible.
That's just like the Epstein files. I mean, what I've heard is the reason he don't want to let the Epstein files go is because they say the stock market will crash to nothing because all the bankers are involved in the pedophilia. Well, shit, let it go.
Let her rip.
That's what you just said.
Man,
what'd you just say about the government not working? Hell, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who's compromised. It ain't my problem.
Well, we could be, it could be.
But
I mean,
it's okay, but I'm ready, right? I mean,
yeah,
absolutely. I don't have my pistol in my pocket, but I'm like,
no.
I'm a few steps away, right? So, I mean, it's like, and
Stephen, I hear
I'm
what
still,
you're saying.
I don't need, like right
Come
here,
clean.
boy.
Yep, just
Bang,
come clean.
bang.
Bang, bang, yeah.
I will tear your head right off, so
Right.
I don't care.
Don't care. So these people, they might need to carry a little bit to keep you just alive for a minute.
But that's
okay. I'm ready
but
to
I
go.
don't care.
Right.
I'm ready. So don't try to say because of me.
Right.
Don't put your bullshit off because of me. Oh well, but with the stock market might crash. Fucking let it crash.
Right.
Let's get to the bottom of the lies.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we know what the lies are. They're pitting us against each other. There's only a few puppeteers.
Right. So let's just say there was 25 sleeper cells with chemical warfare that could take out whole cities. And they go, Donnie, you go ahead and do that, and we're going to unleash those sleeper cells because Steve's ready to die. Steve's ready. Let's go. You
Let's
see what
go.
I'm saying?
Eternal life has nothing to do with this.
Right. Oh,
Right?
no, I'm
So-
just saying, Steve's ready to go. Is everybody else ready to go?
If they're not, that's their problem.
There you go. Exactly.
This whole thing is not my doing.
Right.
I didn't make this mess.
Right, I didn't
Hell, shit,
either.
I'm just trying to pick up rocks, folks.
Make some hay.
Hell, the wind already
Grayson
blew
can-
the wind already blew the hay away. So shit, that's all a bunk done deal for this year.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm just trying to pick up some rocks.
All I'm saying is when you get into the realm that these people are in, you and I wouldn't fit in that realm. We're too black and white, too cut and dry, too ready to go. We're not politicians. We're statesmen. We're ready to go. We're ready to die.
And maybe we're a couple hundred years ahead of our time, or maybe we're only
Maybe we're late.
maybe we're only
Maybe we should have been born a couple hundred years ago. The mosh podge in all the money that's been out there,
The thing
and all the carnalism and all of the crap that we've gotten away from that kept us unified. You used to have the Bible in the school. You used to say the Pledge of Allegiance. You used to have a lot of unity in this country. And that's all, we've fallen away from all of that. We've just a great falling away. It's a huge falling away. Now we're lost. We're like in the wilderness.
Well, and that's one of the things the comments that they made about Russia, and they're like, part of Russia has Christianity in it, right?
Oh, huge.
Yeah. So, and then you got China.
Oh boy.
They don't have Christianity.
No. You get killed for Christianity over there.
So we're over here trying to blow away Christianity, when the real problem is not.
China's helping Russia though, right?
Well, yeah, they are right now because it's like only because it's
They need
benefits.
the oil. Yeah,
Only
it's a
because it
symbiotic
benef-
relationship.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only a short-term relationship.
Right.
We're just letting you be the front runner, and then as soon as it looks like we can take you over, we'll stab you in the back and walk over you.
Right. It's a dog eat dog deal.
It's dog eat dog.
I would just really, I just wonder, looking at the things that Trump has endured, I mean, everything from an attempted assassination, I mean, and the list is long.
It
All
is.
the court stuff. And
There's no question about
so
that.
I'm going to say he's, in my book, he's authenticated. I think he's got America's, I'm hoping he does.
One of the problems what Joel Scallion talks about is that Trump is real. He's a glamour whore, right? You can pump his ego up, and that's what we're gonna make world peace. No, you ain't. You're gonna go over there and slaughter a bunch of people, and you're gonna make the next 10 generations hate you and hate you and hate you.
So what's the answer?
Here's the answer, right? Here's the answer. And this is something that I've thought about for a long time. We're so sophisticated as a species. So why don't we have utopia? We have everything we need. There's more resources on this planet than 25 billion people can use.
I think if we were all Muslim, we'd be good.
If we were all if we all respected one another, we would be good. That's all it takes, is the common respect from one person to another. It's the golden rule. Do unto others as you'd have others do unto you. And that ain't the way it works, folks. That's the problem. The elite, the monarchs, the royalty has always tried to downtrodden the people. because they can't keep control of us if we're not. So you have this huge division. And here, utopia is, we're basically right here. The only thing that's keeping us from it is our own mind.
Well, it's belief systems in different kingdoms that we possess.
And that's
And that's where Jesus said that. And that's why I'm a Jesus freak kind of person, because he really did put everything to bed. But he understood that the Muslim religion and that kind of culture didn't work in creation. It is satanic, it's dark, it's black.
and there you go. That's
So here again, you have that kingdom against kingdom. Whether it's an individual thing or a culture thing.
but that's back to
As a Puritan that you are, I see the good. I see what you're
so
saying because I love that.
I understand what it is in my heart, and it's not my fault, and it's not my problem. I didn't do it. I didn't create Muslims.
Right.
I didn't create bloodbaths. I didn't create hate.
Right.
I didn't create pedophilia.
Right. No, I didn't either.
That's why we're able to sit here and talk about this. And so
Absolutely.
when you say, what's the solution? The solution is the light. It's
Absolutely.
love and light and
Yeah.
respect.
And
Not demonic, not demonic.
right. Yeah, absolutely. It's the good.
But so how do we get
There's
there?
the two commandments.
How do we get there? That's probably why there was the great flood.
Well, this go around, I think it's fire, right?
We'll wipe you clean once. But
Yeah.
is it me? Do I, as a person, do I feel that I'm better than someone? I mean, I know that I can do better stuff than some people. I'm just going to say that, right? I watch that going on day in and day out, right? I can do better things than I watch other people do, right? You slammed the door on the little old lady's face, and I picked up her groceries and helped her to her car, right? It's that simple of stuff. Does that make me a better person? No, it just means that I did what I wanted to do in my own heart, what I felt was right.
You live in your conviction.
I'm not trying to judge myself against you. I just know what I am.
Right.
And I'm going to keep doing that. And that's all we got, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing more to it than that. We only are what we are. Nothing more. And nothing less.
But yeah, I mean, it'd be good to have. It would be good to have things a little bit more brass tacked and things hitting on all cylinders and good education. That's what it's coming down to. That Common Core, some of the stuff that this country's gone through, we were under attack, and most people didn't know it.
Well,
And people were in the dark.
let's dig into Christianity a little bit, and because I'm always very leery.
I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking Baptist or Catholic.
No, I'm talking about, like, it's respect for fellow mankind.
Your neighbor. Love God and love your neighbor as yourself. How difficult is that?
How difficult is it?
There you go.
Well, it's pretty damn
simple.
It's pretty difficult when you're already when you're torn between, well, I need more money. Or like what you said, I'm compromised. They're going to blow up 6 or 5 cities if I let this loose. So
That's why you have people in strong leadership that have a lot of wisdom. Just like,
the people that really,
remember when Cuba was getting ready to do, we were right on the pinnacle of a nuclear exchange, and we had a president, right? And he didn't listen to anybody else. He didn't go stupid. He wasn't stupid. He had this wisdom about him and this grace. And he made the call, and we didn't. And we just dodged that because that one man stood in the right there, right now, and made the difference. So you can't just go willy-nilly. You can,
and that's
don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm
because-
saying about Trump. All he's got to do is shut the money off.
Well, and I think that is here again.
All he can make the difference.
Here again, I don't know who this guy is that you're listening to, but I'm sure he has his finger on that pulse saying, yeah, if I was Trump, this is what I would do.
And it's always
And absolutely.
always easy to be a backseat driver.
Well, the Monday morning quarterback.
But what we understand though is that there's only two sides of the fence here, right? This is not there's no cross fence here. We have a fence and you're either on one side or the other. And it's real simple. You're either on one side or you're on the other side. How close to the fence you are, that's your business, right? But it's
straddling it, straddling her.
barbs hung up through your nutsack, trying to climb over.
Yeah, got some stilts going. So here again, it's a situation. I mean, it's a bad situation, and we just got to hope that the will of God's coming through here, and it will, one way or the other. I mean, that's the way it's going to happen, whether we like it or not.
Without that, there is nothing.
So here again, right?
Because
here again, when this is unfolding on a day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, week by week thing, I don't have enough time to keep up with it. But what I do is say, God, please intercede, whatever it takes, make your presence and may your will be done in earth as it is in heaven. And your kingdom come. I've never seen where it said kingdom go.
Could you just please hurry a little bit? Because I really got to pee. I really need to get there quick. I'm about to pee my pants, please.
So patience is a big part of love. And patience is pretty much completely off the planet. There is no more patience. Everything is now.
Well,
now.
And the thing
Get that
about,
phone. Let's go. Make this.
The
Do
thing
this.
about patience too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, patience. Like, see, I got a little short on patience today with my dad, and he could tell. It's like, are you upset? And I'm just like, stand back, man. Please, just let me do what I'm doing. So
Give me a wide berth here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having problems, man. I've had to deal with you tormenting me my whole life. And now you think everything's fine? Like, I'm trying to do the best I can here. And I'm doing it, but I don't need you nitpicking at me. And yeah, I'm irritated. I am irritated. But if I had $25 million in my bank account, I wouldn't be irritated.
Money's the answer pretty much to everything.
And I hate to say that, but it is.
Right.
So that
Absolutely.
If I had everything covered so that I wasn't stressed about what I'm going to do financially, I wouldn't get stressed because the rest of it's gravy.
Right. Well, you're concerned about loss.
So what? We got a flat tire. Man, dude, we got pneumatic jacks and air hammers and new tires. Man, I mean, a flat tire is not a problem.
And I found the trick in my life is not to let that stuff choke me. And that's me working on myself. Wait a minute, that's me.
And it's me too. But I'm saying...
But it still takes a lot of growth, and it takes a lot of tongue biting.
If a guy had plenty of resources on the backside to just buy brand new tires every time, then it would be a lot less stressful.
Well, and there again, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying. And so that's what creates a lot of the havoc.
The key is to not have all the stress when you're having to do without. That's where you get to grow. And when everything's peachy keen, you don't get to grow. You're not growing any.
Well, then that depends, right? That depends on what kind of a person you are.
Right? It all comes down to that individual. Absolutely.
Are you willing to excel no matter the circumstance?
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean,
that's what it's all about. So if it's plenty easy, are you still going to excel just as hard?
Well, and that's right there. There you go.
And
are you going to be the same? Or do you esteem the day the same whether you have a lot or little? Do you esteem the day whether you've suffered loss or you got a big blessing? Are you changing? Are you sporadic? Are you just an even keel kind of person? And I think that's kind of what I've learned in life lessons is even when you have a bunch or you don't have a bunch, I don't change. I'm not changing. I don't go wherever the wind blows. I'm even keeled. And I try, and I know I do get under stress, and then I think, Jimmy, you know what? That's almost a sin because now you're short-circuiting your belief that God is going to supply your needs. And that's what I have to meditate on because I know me. And that old man I had to crucify. I had to kill him all the time. And the white dog has to get fed because the black dog's always sitting there. And I want to be the patient person. I don't want to be impatient. I want to be kind. I don't want to be unkind. I don't want to be rude. I want to be thoughtful. You know what I mean? All the things we talked about, what makes good character in an individual. That's the growth. That's the hard growth. And it's tough because I know I had to catch myself. Wait a minute. Don't react badly.
Well,
simmer down.
Especially when we get bombarded from all angles. I mean, you got...
And financial thing, big time. I mean, you can...
Yeah, you're
one thing you can miss, and boy, the whole boat's upside down. It's like, damn. Hang on, boy.
That hurt.
Don't even have a keel now.
That hurt. Yeah, we got a keel that's pointing straight up.
Yeah, now what you do?
Hopefully you have your life vest on.
Yeah, now what you gonna do?
Yeah,
But there's a lot of different issues on this planet that we have to deal with, but you know, a lot of it has to do with how we react to it and how we're growing and exercising. I know I'm finding myself in it. I'm like, okay, just breathe. Because you get some news, it's like, dang it, that's not how I wanted that to go. I needed something to go like this. And it gets aggravating.
So, and it does get aggravating, and that's what aggravates me the most of all, is I understand that it takes pressure to form a diamond. And I understand all that, but what I guess what really gets to me is that I know that we're smart enough, our intellect as a species is high enough that we shouldn't have to deal with that. We should be able to be above that. And the fact of the matter that we still have to struggle with it, I guess that's ultimately what subconsciously tears me apart is I'm like, why are we still suffering? There's no need. There is no need to suffer anymore. Our intellect is high enough to transcend this. But yet, here we are.
Well, maybe that's coming.
I know, but like I said, I really have
have
to pee, and I mean, I got a knot tied in it, but it's like it's still dripping out, right? I mean, that's how bad
it's kind of like I'm only milking the cows once a day now. So, 16 gallons, right, from 2 cows.
Just saying, folks, right? All y'all people out there, Jimmy has so much milk that he's basically throwing it away because he can't find anybody out there that even gives a shit about it. Won't help, won't pay.
And it's okay.
It's stupid.
Here again.
All y'all out there that are part of this world, this man is trying to do better, and he's throwing the milk on the ground because he can't get the jars back. People don't want to pay for it. They take it for granted. Oh, well, hell, it's just milk. Blah. Like, I mean, it's disgusting.
Well, it is. So anyways, what I've done is just to milking 1 cow. I mean, once a day. Their bags are so tight. I may have to go back to twice.
Yeah.
Because
they're making too much milk.
They
to
are
milk once
just
a day.
absolutely.
I mean, if them
unbelievable.
If them calves ain't sucking them out, they're damn sure making more milk than.
So I don't let the calves are rough on their teats, and I don't want them cutting up their teats. Them calves are pretty wicked. And I'm like, nope, you guys are out. If you were gentle and knew what you're, but they're not. They're pretty violent, and I'm not going to allow that. So the one, Junior, he takes it from the bucket. He's like, yeah. So he's a big buck. The other one, he's a little bit standoffish at. So, but anyway, I was going there with something. But at the end of the day, I think individually we do the best we can.
Well, we do the best we can, and that's the part, I guess the quandary that I have within myself is that I know that as a species, we're up here, but yet we act down here.
We're very primitive yet.
Primitive. Very, 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 very primitive. Throwing milk on the ground because people don't want to participate.
Well, and pigs have got a bunch of it too, but the pigs are up to here with it. The chick, you know what I'm saying? Also, the time that it takes to take it into the house,
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
strain it,
So there's
clean the
there's
bottles,
so
put
many,
it in bottles, put it in a refrigerator.
So many people out there that think, oh, we got to have clean food, and I'm going to get organic milk, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and blah, 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 and the man's throwing the milk out on the ground, folks.
But the grass is looking good. The grass is growing pretty good, and the garden's doing pretty good.
The grass is doing real good, see, but the water that he's feeding the cows, he could have just put that on the grass, and the grass would still be doing good,
Yeah.
right?
So what I would,
So what I'm saying, I'm just saying, folks.
so Steve,
So people as a whole, you ain't doing very good, folks. You ain't doing very good.
at the other part to what you were talking to is we could be utopic where nobody's hurting, everybody's eating, everybody's got a house, they get to do whatever they want
Poor
to do.
son of a bitch is starving to death, and Jimmy's throwing the milk on the ground.
So
That's how sophisticated we are.
so
Jesus, boy.
so what,
Pow!
what I'm getting at is they do the government has a plan for that where everybody gets a trophy. They're going to track you. They're going to know what you've done. They're going to issue
I'm
your
not,
money.
I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about upright, respectable citizens. I have nothing to do with what you're talking about with
no,
the
no,
government.
Stephen, that's what I'm saying though. No, I know that.
Yeah, I
All
know
I'm
they
saying
want to
is
feed you bugs.
Some people are looking for that and they're embracing
Well,
it.
of course they are, because they're lazy and they're worthless.
Well, they've also become to the point where
Complacency.
the teaching and the influence that they've received from the world, their family, the school, even churches. Churches are probably the most corrupt thing going on right now. All the Christian churches, to me, a lot of it's tainted. It's a form of godliness, but it denies the power that's actually in God.
Well, and that's one of
And it's crippling because
that's
it
one
really...
of the one of the things, the fundamental thing that I always had a problem with church and with religion is that you think that you can sin all week and that your sins will be washed away because you put money in the till. That's the most bizarre, corrupt
Yeah, that's pretty
thing
asinine.
and that's why I never wanted to participate in that. I never wanted to be a part of any part of that.
Yeah, it's pretty asinine. Yeah. Yep. But I mean, there's a lot going on the planet. It's a shame that Charlie was taken from us. I don't know who killed him, how he got killed, what the whole thing's about. It sucks that Russia and Ukraine can't get along, that they can't come to some settlement, that the UN can't just be abolished, just completely get that thing gone. We're supposed to have been out of the United Nations. I remember my uncles talking about it back in the 70s. Get out of the United Nations. Because it's a whole corrupt, here again, taxpayer, we paying too much taxes. And then it creates this environment where these politicians can manipulate
This is
with you. You know what I mean?
like a still picture of the world, right? This is like a shot in time. Trump says, "Yeah, we got to get out of NATO," but yet he's selling them all the goddamn guns.
I don't know anything about it.
You do know, because he's been doing it the whole time. They've been doing it the whole time. If they wanted it to be done, it would be done.
Shut the money off.
Shut the money off.
And that's the key. And I think that's hopefully it's going to be an abrupt deal. And it's going to have a lot of, what do you call it? Some casualties. There's going to be a lot of casualties.
Well, there is going to be casualties because it's just like when a stray calf comes up and sucks on a mama cow that's not her calf. What does she do? She kicks the living shit out of it as hard as she can.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't do that. And that's where we're at.
Well, it's also like weaning calves. So here again, we got this huge government. These people are wasting millions upon millions of dollars every day doing nothing, holding a position, just getting a government check, being a government employee. And they should, by all rights, if they had any integrity, going, hey, I'm wasting the taxpayers' money, and I have a duty not to do that.
I
And we have it on the county. We have it in the county.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, but I'm going to estimate in my own mind, I bet only like less than 10% of the people could ever even formulate that concept.
Absolutely.
It's completely foreign. They never
It's 100%
never
foreign.
even have a chance to.
Could not conceive it.
They're so far away from that they would never in 100 years think of it.
Right. And there again, that's to me is our heart of the matter. That's the culture that we've cultivated where they're not thinking in terms like that. They're only thinking me, 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 me. My, mine, 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 mine. And a lot of people, I mean, here again, most school teachers have never been out of school. Most school teachers have never left school. That's a scary thing. When you put it in word terms like that, here again, a lot of people never had to go out and get a job and say, well, what's it going to cost? What's the input cost? What time is it going to take? How much do we charge a customer? You know what I mean? They've never had to fight for any kind of making a living. Just making that living. That's why I get irritated, because I've been self-employed pretty much my whole life. And every day I've got to go get a job. Every day. Every day is that.
And the fascinating part is that, I mean, you're in demand. There's so many people that need you to do something for them because they can't do it for themselves.
Well, no. Well, yeah. So
and all the while he's dumping the milk out on the ground, folks.
There's a lot of it. So we're having a mozzarella.
So all y'all that ever got milk from Jimmy and didn't return the jar, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, bring that dang jar back, please.
It's taken over $120 of glass a day to milk these cows, and people think it's nothing.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
Really?
It is a big deal. And 2 cows giving that much milk is a pretty big blessing, but still.
And here we are, we're talking about how we got to take we got low income families and we got to take care of them. But we don't understand. We can't place it together and really see where the rubber hits the road. You're dumping milk out on the ground and these little kids are starving to death.
So here again, even trying to give it away it's sometimes a battle. People are so conditioned to go into the store. We've gotten so far away from where we started. The social conditioning and the structure that's set up has caused a trap of convenience. And to get that broken, God only knows what that's going to take.
Yeah.
So
there's
a lot of battles going on.
It's going to be something bad because
it's going to be a tough road.
It isn't something that's good that's going to break it.
Dope. So at the end of the day, all we can do is fend for ourselves, do the best we can, hope for the best. And it's better to have too much than not enough. I will say that, but it is a lot of work. My goodness. And the high cost of stuff, the high cost of doing business.
Well, yeah,
I mean, just to think of the insurance. Our insurances have gone up. The cost of tires, oil changes, the filter. My goodness. A windshield. Oh, you know what I mean? The electricity, the inflation is the elephant in the room. It really is. And I think the Federal Reserve has a lot to do with that. And we've allowed it because we've got into this, instead of earning it, saving, earning, buying. Save, you're earning, you're saving, you're buying. That's left the building. It's like, no, I want it now, and I'm putting it on a credit card, and I'm paying it later. And that's where we're at. We don't get into that save, then buy. We've gotten away from all the biblical principles. And that's
the stupid part to me, or the part that irritates me, is there's already so much resources that you shouldn't really have to save. You should be able to, energy-wise, can generated enough energy that you don't have to save. You're generating enough money, or generating enough on demand that you don't have to store it. It's already there. But no, 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 no. We're gonna teach you this, and we're gonna teach you that. We're gonna teach you how to be stupid and get in trouble. So what they're doing.
Even yeah, they really show you how to be real stupid and good at it.
Yeah, and go to war over it.
Yeah, and then go to war over it. So yeah, it's all a debt-based thing. It's not godly at all. It's all very carnal and human. It's humanity at its worst with all this print, build, spin. And we'll see where this government shutdown thing goes. I mean, there's a big pissing contest going there.
And they've been talking about it for how many years? They've been talking about it for 30 years. Oh, the government's getting shut down.
Well, we've had several shutdowns.
It's like...
And then they get their back pay. They've had time off.
Still asinine to me why we don't have enough reserve
to carry it. Right. So they're.
I'm shutting down. I'm out. I'm not paying my house payment.
Here again, I think
the bank has to wait on my shit because I said so. I'm shut down. Like.
Really?
Really? Huh.
Well, and especially a government employee, you'd think they'd have a little bit of loyalty to the country to say, no, this thing will get ironed out. I'm going to keep serving my country. I'm going to do it, even if I didn't get paid. But the pattern has always been they've always got their back pay, but they quit working. I mean, to me, no. There's a little deduction going on here now.
That right there. That's...
Just as a businessman, I always think profit and loss. I always think efficiency of a dollar. And then I also think about the customer. I'm always thinking about the customer. If that was me, I want to know, I want to be intimate. How big are those screws? How long are those screws? What are those screws costing me? And what's the time that it's going to take? And it's called being accommodating to the people that are going to be paying you.
And what is the
And it's
advantage?
honesty and sincerity.
Yeah, why do I need them screws?
Well, there you go.
Because otherwise your roof's going to blow off.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah. So there again, that's just one thing. And then here again, how much concrete is that going to take? But educating people along the way and treating them the way you want to be treated. Getting them in a comfort zone, getting their anxiety out of the way. There's a bunch to it. There's a whole bunch to working for yourself and not being a butthead. You could gouge and you could rip and tear, and I've watched people do that. I've never had that. I was like, you thought that was going to be 40 grand. I did it for 18. They're like, yeah, thank you. That was cool. You showed me.
And I should have done it for 27 because I shortchanged myself because I got a big heart. So I actually cut myself short trying to help you.
And I made so much money, it was stupid, even at 18. And that was the deal. You got to feel good and you got to live your convictions. Other people are like, nope, I'm taking it. That's fine. That's your deal. That's your deal. You do it. You know what I mean? That's okay. But we live also in a very... When you start looking at it, and I've come up through a lot of inflation. You know, I paid 37 cents a gallon for gas. You know, I paid 25 cents for a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? I've watched this graduation of inflation. I've watched it. I've endured it. And the thing is, you better not get trapped in time. You better not go, oh yeah, that's okay. No, because there's a lot more hidden expenses. You know what I mean? There just is, and you cannot. And the thing is also is to keep your living expenses down. Boy, if you're heavy on outgo, then you start compromising, and you're going, I got to gouge this person in order for me to make this money. Then you're on the other side of the coin. There again, you have to be true to yourself. You got to live your convictions and what you believe is right. And that's what it comes down to. But these people that get the money, they take the money at gunpoint. IRS says, if you don't pay us, we're taking your stuff.
Or you're going to jail.
Well, there's gunpoint. There's consequences if you don't forfeit some of your money to the government, there's consequences. Then these people that are on the take, they're spending that money, serving us as servants, government employees and politicians, to despitefully use us. That's what irritates me the worst, because I know how hard my money comes. And for somebody to willy-nilly just, it comes right back to that Braden Wilson walking out with 50 grand. That burnt my ass so bad, it's still burning my ass. And that was connivance. I watched that whole thing. But anyways, long story short, focus on the positive, be happy, don't let the world choke your joy. That's the big deal. Keep laughing. Keep yeehawing, and it's all going to come around. It's all going to be okay.
Or it won't.
Or it won't, and it'll still be okay.
It'll be one of
Either way, you get it.
The worst
Jim Reed said it the best. Are you ready to die?
Worst that can happen is death.
Stay ready to die and to live forever. Your fleshly appearance here is nothing. Your spiritual existence is everything. You may go, there's two ways you can go, I expect. I definitely don't want to go where there's gnashing of teeth and there's no peace, and that's the hell thing. I want to go into where it's nice and calm and peaceful.
Utopia?
And you can have that now. I mean, I think there's some peace that people have experienced. I've experienced some pretty good peace in my life, going through a lot of crap going, what was all that fuss about? You were all Twitter pated for nothing, dum-dum. So I've learned through that to keep somewhat of even keel. But I also get irritated because I'm watching and growing and seeing how evil the government's getting. And I don't want it here in Custer County. This is my stomping grounds. I don't want to wake up at 70 years old and I have to move because my taxes are $80,000 a year. That's what people are doing all over the country. Walking away from their house going, we can't even afford the taxes, let's get that RV and let's travel. Because property taxes should be outlawed. Straight out. Once you pay for your stuff, no more property taxes. Because it's funneling the school system. A whole bunch of corrupt, stupid individuals. So I like the Trumpster and his group of people that are working on some stuff like that. I don't like what's going on in the Middle East. You know, the Russia-Ukraine thing, I pray every day that that's going to get resolved. I can't even imagine all the damage that it does to families and, all the wounded young men and women. It's just really, really super, super sad.
Well, it is. When you have people like Lindsey Graham that, it's really easy to be a bully when you're sitting back and the gang war is going on, but you're setting up in your high-rise apartment and you can't get a straight bullet, right?
You're isolated.
Yeah,
from your decision making.
Yeah, there's no consequence for you.
To me, you get your ass on the front line there. At least get close.
Guarantee you they'd have a lot different take on it.
Put your kid out there. Get your kid out there.
Yeah.
Or get your happy ass out there. When you make a decision like that, that's the key is, are you thinking about the other people that you're putting in harm's way? Is their sacrifice, is their life just not worth anything? And that's where the value system is just completely.
Well, no, we talk about that all the time about what value that people put on things. But anyhow, I think we've had enough for the evening. About to run out of power here. So I don't know what. Got any?
No, I just say keep pressing on and be involved in your community the best you can. If you see something that's not right, stand up and say something.
And do the right.
Always do the right thing.
For me, in my life, I'm always trying to accomplish so many different tasks that it's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy, but sometimes a guy gets frustrated or gets in a hurry and you shortchange yourself. You try to make a shortcut. Sometimes shortcuts are good. When you can see a clear path to cut the corner off, great.
Take it.
But when you shortchange yourself and you compromise, when you compromise yourself, folks, in the name of you weren't content in your own skin, then that's the problem. So with that being said, I wish you all a blessed evening and a blessed week, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and I think, Wednesday was today, so there wasn't a commissioner meeting because it's the first Wednesday of the month. It's October 1st. So the 8th, there will be a commissioner meeting Wednesday morning. I believe you have to double check that schedule because it gets a little bouncy, and it could be in Wetmore or it could be here. But getting involved in the decision making's number one, that Justice Center thing going on. And then we also have, vote no on the ballot question to triple the lodging tax in Custer County. There's a pretty good argument. There again, it needs to be looked at. But anytime the government gets involved in raising our taxes and taking the creator's money, somebody that's making some profit, and they're going to go, well, we're going to take some of that, and then we're going to administer it, and about 1% of it's actually going to have any effect. That's the other thing that's irritating. The government cannot ever do anything as efficient as a group of individuals. So there's some issues that are coming up that we need to be looking at and hold the commissioner accountable, all of them. So.
Yep, all of them. There's not that many, so it should be a lot easier than it is, but
it's the time. Who's got the time to go play patty cake with these guys or really watch? But that Justice Center is going to be a big deal here in a minute. We don't watch out.
yeah, we're going to break all that down again here, folks. We'll have to get back on it because they think we're going to let it go through the cracks, and they think that it's mandated, and we've done some research about what there's very few state statutes that say what the courthouse has to be. So it basically boils down to what somebody else said about it. What's mandated is what state statutes say is actually very, 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 very vague. All it says is you got to have a courthouse, and you got to do that. And so we need to get to the bottom of it because it's important. It's either that or it's Second Amendment time, folks. So, it's like we're trying to do this peacefully, but it's like we know what the alternative is, right? If lawlessness in society breaks down, is that what we really want here? So,
not really. We want to keep going civilly forward,
yeah,
but we need statesmen, not politicians.
Some of us ain't eating the bugs, right?
I'm not eating any.
I'm not going to compromise myself and bow down, right? Anybody that kneels down is the first one to get hit in the back of the head. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With that in mind, see you next week.
Yep. Good night, folks. Take care. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate you.